So the bell worked for 4-3. 4/5 of the pixies in the kingdom had sad faces. Okay, so how do I find 4/5 of something? Well, I multiply by 4 and I divide by 5. So I multiply by the fraction 4/5, and I'm going to say P for pixies. And it tells me that 4/5 of the pixies in the kingdom had sad faces, and that number is 840. So I'm going to say equals 840. And then I can solve for P, which is the total number of pixies, whatever pixies are. And so we'll say, I want this 4/5 away from the P, so I'm going to multiply by 5/4, which means I'm going to divide by 4 and multiply by 5. So let's see, I guess it's calculator time. I say 840 divided by 4, and that's 210. So 210 times 5, and so I say times 5, and I get 1050. So pixies equals 1050. And I stop for a minute to see if this makes sense. 4/5, which isn't the whole thing, we're 840. So to have the whole thing, I need a little bit more. So that's a reasonable answer. What number is 210% of 250? Well, I know how to write a percentage. I write the percentage over 100 because that's every percentage is over 100. Okay, and on the other side, I'm going to say that's equal to, it tells me of 250. So I kind of think in my mind out of 250. So I'm thinking 250 is the total over here. And then they're asking me about some number. What number would be 210%? Well, 210% is, more than twice as much of the whole thing. If I have a dozen donuts, that's 100%. Then I have 2 dozen, that's 200%. So I have two dozen plus a little bit more. So if it comes to a comparison with 250, it's going to be even more than 210, because it's going to be twice 250. So we could do this a number of ways, but we're going to do it this way. 210 times 250 is equal to, and we can circle it this way, 100x, 100 times x. Okay, so let's see. I return to my calculator and I say 210 times 250, and I get 52,500, and that's equal to 100x, and then I divide by 100. And when I divide by 100, the zeros cancel. So I have, and the 100 of course cancels. So I have x is equal to 525. And I make sure that makes sense. 100 going up to 210, 250 going up to 525. Sure, that makes sense. Okay, one brand of microwave popcorn has 120 calories per serving, so 120 calories per serving. And a whole bag of this popcorn has 3.5 servings. How many calories are in a whole bag? Well, we'll do proportions again. Apparently, we have 3.5 servings over here, and we don't know how many calories, so I just say C for calories. So I'll do the same thing. I will say, wish I'd have done that neater, huh? 120 times 3.5, and I get 420, is equal to, well, this isn't going to be too hard as far as the math, huh? 1. 1 serving. So then 1 serving is 420. So I've had the units in there. I'm tempted to put the units in there. This is calories times serving is equal to calories times serving. It's just 1 calories per serving. Is that really what I want? I don't think so. I'll just leave it like that. You can see that it's going to be 1 serving is equal to 420 calories. We expected that 3.5 is more servings, so we expected more calories, so we're good.